Hey girl, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Trinity. If you're new here, today I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup routine. No, this is not makeup that I wear every single day, but this is the makeup that I wear pretty much whenever, wherever. It works for any occasion. It goes with any outfit. It only takes me like 10 to 15 minutes to do this. This is the look I'm wearing in pretty much all of my videos. I use the same products all the time. And for those of you who may not know, I am a makeup artist and a lash tech. I have been doing makeup for, I don't even know how many years now. I started when I was in college and I graduated from college 6 years ago. So yeah, if you're interested in learning how to do your own makeup like a makeup artist, keep on watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. I got my wine. I know a lot of people like to watch my makeup videos when they're getting ready to go wherever, so grab y'all some wine. All right, so as always, I'm going to start with my Refi Brow Sculpt. I just like to apply this to my brows just to give them a laminated type look. Like, it just makes your brows look real fluffy, and I don't know, just try it and you'll see what I mean. But I actually do this like on a daily basis. This is like the one makeup product that I use almost every day, even when I'm not really wearing makeup, just because it just, I don't know, makes me look a little more put together. Then I take my Morphe micro brow pencil in the shade Java. I'm gonna try my best to explain how I fill my brows in. So I like to start out by lining the bottom. I line the bottom and I'm not heavy-handed at all. Like, the key is to not rush and to not be heavy-handed. Very light strokes. And I'm just literally following my natural brow outline. I didn't add nothing extra. Outline was already there. I think a major key when it comes to doing your brows is making sure they're already groomed. Like, it's so much easier when you don't have a lot of unnecessary hair in the way. After I line the bottom, I do the same to the top. Now when I'm at the top, I don't go all the way to the front. Like, I don't go all the way here with my line. I kind of start right here. But as you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit. If we're looking at my brows with no product on them, right here, you can tell it's not as filled in, like on the top outline, as the rest of the brow, if that makes sense. I just start around here. And there's that. And then I'm just gonna fill in the sparse areas. And I'm being very light-handed with this. Once again, I'm not going all the way to the front because we're gonna do something different to the front. Okay, so when I get to the front of the brow, I'm going to do upward strokes and light-handed once again, just going upward. Because if you look at your natural brow with no product on it, that's typically what it does. For now, we're just gonna move on to the other one. We're gonna do the exact same thing, so I'm gonna speed this up. And I'm also gonna move closer so y'all can see me a little bit better. All right, now that that's done, we're going to sculpt out the brow using a flat eyeshadow brush, a concealer brush, whatever you want to call it. This one is an eyeshadow brush. It's a Morphe M167. Typically for this, you would use a concealer that's like maybe one shade lighter than your skin tone, one shade lighter than your foundation. All I have right now is my concealer that I use for like my highlighting, my under eye, forehead, down the bridge of the nose, stuff like that. And this is maybe like 2 to 3 shades lighter than my skin tone. So what I'm gonna do is mix this. This is a Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm just gonna put that on my hand along with 1 pump of my foundation, which is the NARS I don't know, Longwear, radiant Longwear, girl, I don't know, that foundation in the shade New Caledonia. And I'm gonna pump 1 little pump of that, and I'm gonna mix them because this is gonna give me the shade that I want under my brow. Now the key to this is using the side of the brush. Don't use the tip of the brush, use the side of the brush. It's gonna help you to be a little bit more precise and yeah, so I'm going to start at the front. So I started at the front and I made sure to not get it in my brow at all. I literally just stayed right along that outline that was on the bottom of the brow. And I'm bringing that right down to the crease of my eyelid. Then I'm gonna take my foundation brush. This is the Real Techniques, I wanna say it's the Instapot face brush, something like that. Dab that in to blend. And we're gonna do the exact same thing with the other eye. Now I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Hydro Grip. I lied. Now I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer and just apply that all over my face. I used to feel like primer didn't make a difference until I started using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. That's like $30 something. One day I was doing a drugstore makeup tutorial and I bought this because the girls were saying that this is a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip, and they ain't lie. I've been buying this ever since. This is like $9, I think. This just makes your face like a little tacky so that the makeup can have something to grip to. I feel like before I started using a good primer, my makeup used to like slide all over my face. I can't explain it. If you know, you know. I'm gonna take my same foundation and just put a few drops of that on my face. This is actually like a tad too dark for me. This is my summer shade, but you know, it works. Every now and then I'll like take a little bit of what's left on my hand from outlining my brow and mix it with the foundation. And I am not swiping at all. I am pressing this into my skin, just dabbing. You don't want to swipe because you want to be able to keep that coverage, and you also don't want it to be like streaky, so just tap it. And I really only like put the dots of foundation on my cheeks. Everywhere else I'm just kind of spreading the product from the cheeks. I also have pretty good skin, so I don't need a whole lot. I probably don't even really need a full coverage foundation. That's just what I prefer. I want to try a no foundation makeup look very soon. I'm gonna try that soon. So that's pretty much it for that. You want to make sure you're getting your jawline and your hairline, everything, like blend it into your edges. That's why I like to do my edges first. Now I'm going to take my same concealer that I use to carve out my brows, and I'm going to apply that. Stay still. I'm going to apply that under my eyes. Sorry, I'm using my vanity and also this little small mirror right here, so if y'all see me like bobbing and weaving, that's why. But I'm going to apply my concealer under my eyes first, and this is how I like to apply it. So when I'm doing my under eye, I like to make sure I'm not bringing it like too far in, so I kind of keep it lined up with like, oh shoot, I got it on my nose. Okay, so I keep it lined up with my inner corner of my eye and my nostril, if that makes sense. Then I do the very outer corner of my eye. Sorry, my eye was burning. And then I put a little bit on my chin and on my forehead. I don't do a whole lot on the chin and on the forehead because this is highlighting, and whatever you highlight, you're kind of like, I don't want to say you're making it look bigger. Like if I was to expand this concealer to like here, it will make my forehead look bigger than it actually is, or bigger than I want it to look. So I try to keep it in a very concentrated area. And then when I'm going down the bridge of my nose, I'm being very precise with that because I don't want to spread it too much. You have to be very precise with where you place the product when doing your makeup, just because you want to do the least amount of work possible. I like to let the under eye dry down a little bit, so I like to blend out the forehead and the chin first, and I'm literally just tapping right on top of where I place the product. We're just gonna dab that, and you see that looks like perfectly blended. You always wanna make sure you're blending out your edges. Whenever you're blending anything in makeup, like make sure the edges are blended. Makeup artists blend to perfection. We're gonna tap on the chin area. I'm not expanding it anymore. I'm just tapping where the product already is. And then going over the edges of that. Now for my eyes, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Like, that's the theme here, which is tapping right on top of where we place the product. You can use like a beauty blender or any type of makeup sponge for this part, but I have kind of retired my makeup sponges. I don't like having a whole bunch of stuff in my makeup bag, so I try to have the least amount of stuff possible. So I try to use brushes for as much stuff as I can. And yeah, just dabbing that. And then carrying it to the outer corner area. And when I'm blending like the outer corner part of my eye, I'm not bringing it past my eyebrow. And now I'm just gonna use my same brush and I'm gonna tap right down the middle of my nose, tapping right over that product. Now you can see why I said you want to be very precise about like where you place the concealer, because when it comes time for me to contour my nose, I'm barely gonna have to do any work because I have it highlighted down the middle, and then I already have it highlighted right down the sides of the nose from highlighting under my eyes. Now I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty powder. This is the Baby Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the shade Kanafa. But before I set all of those concealed areas, I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna make sure all my creases are blended out. And I'm gonna keep my chin pointed down just to make sure I'm not creasing up my eyes again. And I'm taking a Real Technique setting brush and tapping that powder right under my eye. I need Botox in my forehead because the way I be scrunching my face up doing this is crazy. And now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna take the brush, we're gonna blend it out, and we're putting that powder in there. I'm gonna take that same powder, put it on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna use a powder puff. This is from Amazon. It came in a pack of like 6, I believe. Use that to add a little bit more powder to those same areas. And when I do this, I'm pressing it into my skin. And I'm just gonna keep pressing until I'm satisfied with the coverage that's there. And of course, doing the same thing to the other eye. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to all the other areas that I apply concealer. So the forehead, you wanna make sure you're setting everywhere you applied cream and liquid products. We're not setting the foundation yet. We're gonna do that after this. I hope y'all can't see all the little dust particles that are floating in front of the camera from the powder. But anyway, yeah, the chin, down the bridge of the nose. Where's all my brushes? All right, I can't find my powder brush, so we're gonna use a different brush. We're gonna use this angled contour brush. I'm gonna clean it off as much as I can. That's probably not even doing anything, but you know, it is what it is at this point. I'm using my Sephora, what's it called? Micro Smooth powder in the shade Hazelnut. Basically set all the areas that we didn't apply concealer and setting powder to. So everything that's like just foundation, all the darker parts of your face. And again, I'm pressing into the skin. I'm not swiping. No, we are pressing, and we're making sure that we set every single part of the face that has not already been set. You want to make sure you're using one that is basically your skin tone. Might not be spot on, but it needs to be like very close. When I get to my smile lines, I like to smile and then make a straight face, and then smile and make a straight face. Just keep going back and forth just to make sure that area is filled in. I keep having like brush hairs in my mouth. I hope y'all can hear me breathing hella hard. Like, I'm so congested. I don't know what's going on. Next, Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Bronzer in the shade Cocoa Naughty. Bronze up the face. So around the perimeter of the forehead. This is just adding warmth back into my face. Right here in the hollows of my cheeks, so kind of overlapping where the light powder and my regular face powder connects, if that makes sense. We're going right on top of that area and in the hollows of my cheeks. These are all the areas that you're naturally a little warmer in. Now I'm going to bronze my nose, I guess contour my nose, I don't know. I'm starting at my eyebrow. I didn't set my eyelids and they're creasing so bad, but we're gonna fix it. But anyway, start at the eyebrow and literally just go down the sides of the nose where it's already darker, because I told you we already did all the work in the beginning. You want to make sure you're blending it into the eyebrow just so that everything is seamless. You never want to be able to see where something starts and stops. Now I'll add a little bit to my nose right here. So I told y'all that I forgot to set my eyelid, so we're gonna fix that. We're gonna take the foundation brush and just blend out what's on the eyelid. We're gonna take the Sephora Micro Smooth powder and just apply that all over the lid. I mean, you can use eyeshadow if you want to, but I don't wear eyeshadow, so. And that's gonna keep that nice and matte so that it doesn't crease up. Now for my favorite part, we're gonna take this, what's this called? Real Techniques blush brush, and my favorite blush is the e.l.f. Primer Infused blush in the shade Always Rosy. I also haven't tried that many blushes, so take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, out of the ones that I have tried, this one is my favorite. So like I said, we always want to overlap our products so that you can't see where one thing starts and the next thing stops, whatever. We're going to go right over this area right here. I always tell my clients to smile. Sometimes I'll smile too, just so that you can get right on top of the cheekbone, because blush is supposed to go on the apples of your cheeks. And I like using a big brush like this because I feel like it helps you to get a more diffused look as opposed to it being concentrated in one little small area using a small brush. And I also like to drag it into my under eye a little bit and like to my temples kinda. Blush is like the star of the show, okay? I used to always feel like it gave like old lady, because you know the old ladies be piling the blush on. But like when it's done right, it really eats. The lashes are looking crazy. Now I'm taking my old faithful Maybelline Falsies mascara. Can somebody please recommend a new mascara to me? Because I've been using this since like high school days. I just never felt the need. Oh, okay. I just never felt the need to buy like a $50 mascara. But now I'm more open to it. Like if y'all have some suggestions of mascaras that are really worth the money and they really make a difference, please let me know. Because I'm tired of using this. I'm not too precise with my mascara, I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind it being a little messy. I don't like it being too messy. But I like a dark lash line on the bottom. So now I'm just taking a piece of tissue and wiping all the makeup off my lips. So I don't experiment too much with lip colors, lip combos, all that stuff. I do the same stuff all the time. So recently I took way back and started using the MAC Chestnut Lip Liner. Are you really a black girl who wears makeup if you've never worn Chestnut by MAC? I don't think so. I like to overline my lips. I want lip fillers, and until I can get them, we gonna overline these lips. So I'm gonna start with the bottom. And then for the top, I like to follow my natural lip line like on the sides, and then when I get to the Cupid's bow, then when I get to the Cupid's bow, that's when I start overlining, but y'all will see. Then we just blend it out like that. If you're not new here, you know I love this lip gloss. This is the e.l.f. Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Pink Cosmo. I finally got a new one. My other one was toe up, okay? And she was gone, and I was trying to use her down to the white meat. And I put it in the center of my lips just because I don't like getting the brown liner on the applicator. And then at the very end, that's when I make sure that it transfers like onto the lip liner, if that makes sense, so that the lip liner doesn't look matte while the rest of the lip looks glossy. And that is pretty much it. This is a look that I do all the time, so whenever y'all ask me about my makeup looks in my videos, this is pretty much what I got going on. Oh, sometimes I'll go in and I'll define those like front strokes just a little bit more. But yeah, for the most part, this is what I do all the time. I'm a creature of habit. I stick to what works for me. I don't have a whole lot of makeup products. I am a makeup artist, but I like to keep my personal makeup kit very small. I don't like having a whole bunch of stuff to choose from. I just like to grab my stuff, do my makeup, and go. And usually when I'm not recording, this takes me between 10 and 15 minutes. Be sure to comment down below and let me know if you ever try this look. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Said you to me.